podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
The Art of Kata. Hello, I'm your host, Les Bubka. Welcome to Anxious Black Belt, a podcast that focuses on karate, mental health, and everything in between. If you enjoy our content and would like to support us, best way to do that is to listen to another episode, share it with your friends, and leave us a review. All this stuff helps the mysterious algorithm to introduce our podcast to new audience. Thank you for joining me, and let's listen to the episode. Today we're focusing on a cornerstone of karate training, kata. This episode will explore what kata is, its historical roots, and its importance in the journey of a karateka. Kata, a Japanese term meaning form, is more than just a series of movements. It's a highly detailed pattern of motion practiced solo or in pairs. Kata is designed to transition smoothly from one posture to another, teaching proper form and technique. Each movement within the kata serves a purpose, teaching students how to visualize different combat scenarios. This practice isn't just about physical movements, but also about understanding the potential application of each motion, a concept known as bunkai. The roots of the kata can be traced back to the ancient Chinese martial arts. Originally, martial artists practiced pair attacks and defense drills, inspired by the fighting methods. When those techniques were introduced to Okinawa, they evolved into the kata we recognize today. The Okinawan martial artists took those forms and created solo sequences, focusing on the defensive and offensive techniques. As these kata were developed, they were structured to fit comfortably within training spaces, establishing a set of rules that standardize the practice. A key aspect of kata is visualization. Unlike shadow boxing, where a practitioner might freely create combinations, kata involves sticking to a prescribed pattern. This limitation is not a restriction but a tool for focusing the mind. By repeating these set forms, karate students can deeply internalize the mechanics of each move while also imagining various combat scenarios. This mental exercise is crucial as it helps develop the ability to react instinctively in a real life situation. The study of kata isn't complete without understanding bunkai, which is the analysis and application of kata techniques in real world situations. Through bunkai, practitioners learn to decipher the movements within kata, interpreting them as defensive or offensive maneuvers. This practice bridges the gap between the theoretical and practical, turning the seemingly abstract form into tangible self-defense techniques. Kata is more than just a series of movements. It's a holistic practice that encompasses history, technique, and visualization. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned karateka, kata offers endless opportunities for growth and understanding. It teaches discipline, focus, and the ability to visualize and respond to potential threats, all within the framework of traditional martial arts. While the set structure of kata can seem limiting, it is important to understand that these forms are not meant to confine creativity, but to provide a foundation. For those who may not grasp the practical application, kata can feel like unyielding routine. However, once the principle underlying each movement becomes clear, practitioners gain the freedom to pick and combine techniques, crafting new sequences that suit their personal style and needs. This ability to adapt and innovate within the framework of kata mirrors the practice of shadow boxing in other martial arts like boxing and kickboxing. Just as a boxer visualizes and practices various scenarios through free-flowing movements, a karateka can use kata as a starting point for more dynamic and personalized training. This transition from structured kata to free-flowing practice encourages creativity and a deeper understanding of martial art. Many karate practitioners find themselves stuck in the traditional, rigid execution of kata. This hesitation can stem from the desire to honor and preserve traditional teachings, a lack of understanding on how to adapt kata, or simply comfort in the familiar routine. However, it is crucial to remember that even the old masters emphasized the importance of not becoming slave to the form. They encourage innovation and adaptation. suggesting that while the kata provides a valuable framework, it should not restrict personal expression and growth. For those resistant to this transition, it's worth considering kata as a tool rather than an end in itself. The essence of kata is not in the strict adherence to its movements, but into the principles it teaches. Balance, timing, distance, and technique. By understanding these elements, practitioners can break free from the set patterns and explore new possibilities, enriching their practice and broadening their understanding. In my view, kata is not something we serve, it serves us. It's a versatile tool for understanding concepts, honing techniques, and enhancing visualization skills. By engaging with kata thoughtfully and creatively, we can transcend its apparent limitation and discover a wealth of applications and insights. This perspective not only enriches our martial arts practice, but also offers valuable life lessons. It teaches us to see beyond the surface, to question and explore, and to find our own path within the structured system. This is especially relevant in the context of mental health, where rigid thinking can often lead to anxiety and stress. By learning to adapt and flow, both in kata and in life, we can cultivate resilience and flexibility, essential traits for overall well being. Kata is a living tradition, a bridge between the past and the present, offering both structure and freedom. By understanding and internalizing its principles, we can break free from rigid patterns and explore new ways of expression. Wherever you are a traditionalist or an innovator, there's a place for you within the practice of kata. It's a tool that, when used thoughtfully, can lead to greater personal insight and mastery, both in karate and beyond. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the art of kata. Martial arts is not just about physical techniques, but also about the mental and philosophical growth it fosters. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep growing. Well done for listening to all of it. You are a superhero. Thank you very much for your support. And if you could leave us that review on a podcast platform, that would be amazing. I appreciate your time, appreciate your support, and I wish you all the best. Until the next one.
Sports Social Podcast Network.